Thank you. Thank you, Emerson. I appreciate it. I look around the room tonight with great gratitude to you all for joining us to celebrate the great work of the Mental Health Association of Morris County. It's an honor to stand before you today. You know, all our days, all of us, all our days are limited. So anytime I can be in front of people of goodwill, showing goodwill for people with mental illness and their families, it's a blessing for me to be here. The vision and mission of the Mental Health Association of Morris County is to lift people when they are most beaten down. We address the pain of mental illness and the trauma of all that comes with it, including social isolation, the impact of institutionalization on the human being, and the devastating personal effects of people with mental illness being treated as sub-citizens of our society. We help people with mental illness by providing hope and sustenance during their struggles and believing in their potential to live free, productive, unencumbered lives. When all is said and done, mental illness is one of the great and sorrowful issues of our day and of all days, but it's not a reason to lose hope in life and in its possibilities. In every society, there have always been people that survive on the margins, in the shadows, out of our view and consciousness. But we are here to shine a light on the darkness that has come to people as a result of the reality of mental illness and to bring people into clear daylight with healing and recovery, with a positive, hopeful message for all people that are struggling. We are 3 small brick buildings on a highway between a diner and a banquet hall, but our mission is strong and our impact is significant in its humanitarian scope. We bring respect, dignity, kindness, and hope to the people in our community that most of us and many of us have forgotten. Our homeless services are designed to propel men and women to be lifted off park benches that they sleep on, out from under bridges where they reside, brought home from tent cities and back alleys that may be the only place they know, and then to be brought into their own apartments where people can say that they're finally in their own home. They can say, I am home. Our case management and supportive housing services assist those people that are lost in the institutions that society has created in order to hide those for which they feel shame. We bring people out into common society from places of isolation, and we utilize the power of human kindness to restore their dignity. The one thing that I've learned as CEO at the MHA is that kindness is the one virtue that always impacts people when they're struggling. And when people are advanced in their recovery 10, 20, 30 years later, they never talk about the medicine that helped them or the treatment they received. They always talked about 1 or 2 people in their lives that showed them kindness when they really needed somebody to reach out to them, and that made all the difference in their lives and in their recovery. Our forensic case management services assist those people who are lost in jails for behaviors related to untreated psychosis or other mental illnesses for which they should be medically treated and not be punished. These are people that are often put in isolation to unnecessarily suffer at the mercy of their agonizing delusions and hallucinations. We help them find treatment in their incarceration and comfort in their release. I think on a national level, there's also a movement to really look at how we put people in jails and prisons with serious mental illness into isolation and what that does to people. It completely destroys them when they're already destroyed by the illness. We need to really take a look at that as a community. In our self-help programs, we stand behind the idea that community independence is not just achieved by taking medicine and seeing a doctor, but by being received with open arms by a community that demonstrates kindness and inclusion for all its members. We have seen many people come together in wellness when they have been given the opportunity to become part of a social circle. Our self-help services give people a sense of community when the community at large has often rejected them because of their misfortunes. Also, through our peer-run services, we allow people with lived experience of mental illness the opportunity to give back to people that are earlier in their recovery and to directly give back to the community that assisted them when they were down and out. Our education programs help people understand their broken brethren as it is only with understanding that true compassion and healing can take root. When people with mental illness are understood, it makes their recovery that much easier. Finally, our advocacy focus and orientation gives a voice to the muted and silent, championing the cause of the fragile and broken. In the past few years, we have been working at all levels of county, state, and federal government to preserve and expand mental health services in our county. It's been a tremendous challenge in this economy to keep our services alive, because in the middle of the good work of our association, we cannot be complacent because there is important work that needs to be done. We must work with our state partners to preserve our ability to fund the Mental Health Association of Morris County. It's not a secret. You've heard me speak in newspapers and in public forums. Many of you have heard me speak about the changes in the state government funding formula that's directly challenging our ability to keep our doors open. And we need private support from people like yourself to continue to do our good work. We're being confronted by a state funding reform initiative that has the potential to radically contract an already fractured and compromised mental health system, leading to reductions in levels of care for mental health services in New Jersey, devastating many of our most vulnerable citizens. We all must work together to preserve a system that has moved thousands of people off the streets and outside of New Jersey state institutions and moved them to community independence and wellness with extensive home-based support like the kind we provide at the Mental Health Association of Morris County. But we need your help in addressing the impending changes in our funding formula from state government that has the potential to significantly reduce our service footprint. And we need you to be part of our team in giving private financial support to keep our precious doors open. For all of those who believe in our good work, we're asking for your support more than ever this year. But even with all these challenges, we will survive and we will overcome, because we are bound by the unwavering principle that recovery from mental illness is possible, that even those who are most broken can be made whole, and that even the person who has fallen down the hardest can always be moved back on their feet if the community stands together to lift those people up from the bottom rung of society's ladder. So tonight, tomorrow, and the day after that, we ask that you join us in this great fight to fulfill our significant organizational human purpose, to reduce the suffering caused by mental illness and to reduce its communal casualties, because our work is not yet done. We have a lot of good work left to do. And on behalf of the Mental Health Association, I thank you again for your generous support. Thank you.